Good morning, YouTube. This is WhackMed19, and I have 2 pro tips for you today. So the 2 pro tips I have for you today are about being prepared. Both of them fall into the category of being prepared. And the first that we're going to talk about is being prepared for the Blue Briefcase death. And the theory is this. Wherever that blue briefcase is, somebody wants to get to it. And why does somebody want to get to that blue briefcase? That doesn't make very much sense in a singular right. When you stand alone and look at why that blue briefcase is important, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, except that very often that blue briefcase can be completed for a reward that is a chem strike to give you 6 kills. So whatever it is that you complete, you get the 6 kills. You know, on certain maps, it's mortar strikes. On other maps, it's a satellite crash or whatever. You know, this blue briefcase is going to give you something cool. Or it could give you something bust, like a SATCOM or just a guard dog. You know, whatever it's going to give you, it's always helpful. But the fact is that you could get that chem strike, that 6 kill, immediate, whatever, to give you a huge advantage in the game that you're playing. So the blue briefcase is important, and people want that. Grabbing the blue briefcase is gonna put you on the map because somebody killed the person that was carrying the blue briefcase. Now the first kill is gonna drop that case, so we all know that it's gonna be out there, it's gonna be on the map. Whoever gets that first kill, you could say there's a possibility, and I understand this is not an absolute, there's a possibility it's one of the better players that's on that map. If there's 12 of you on the map, then the better player is probably going to get that first kill. He'll know where that briefcase is. Now, people use the blue briefcase as bait, and wherever that blue briefcase goes after the first kill, say you're a minute and a half into the game, after that first kill, somebody has picked that blue briefcase up and they've moved it. Now, who picked it up? It's going to be one of the better players, that's on the map with you. And so wherever he is, if you get the kill on him, is probably a high traffic area. Why? Because better players will stick to typically the higher traffic areas. They want to get more kills. Am I satisfied with 10 kills? No. 12 kills is the way it divides down. If everyone on my team of 6 gets 12 kills, we're right up there next to 75. We're right up there close to winning this game. We're right up there close to it's being over. You know, 3 more kills is the difference there. So 12 kills is average. Well, you're talking about 20 kills. You want to be in a high traffic zone. That's where this blue briefcase is going to fall. If you're in a high traffic zone, you're liable to be shot from any different direction. So picking up this briefcase is gambling. I'm not telling you to not pick it up. By all means, pick up this blue briefcase. Please complete the field orders that you're given and get that chem strike for your team. Be a better player. Absolutely. Just remember, your higher skill players are more likely to have this field orders case, and you should keep your guns up whenever you go to pick up this briefcase. You should be prepared for other high skill level players to be in the area waiting to get you. It's very important to pay attention. So be prepared when you're going into those traffic zones. Be prepared whenever you see a field order that is prepared for you to pick it up, that someone else, an enemy, may be in the area that is also a very high skill, such as yourself, and be prepared for them. The second one, the theory is being prepared for a gun battle. Where do you keep your crosshairs? Assuming you're not playing hardcore mode. If you're playing core, you've got crosshairs, and what you want to do is keep your crosshairs at a proper distance from the edges so that whoever it is coming out from around that edge will be in your line of fire and prepared. Now understand, if you keep a crosshairs line directly on a corner, then you're going to be behind the player, because once you see them, they've already stepped past your crosshairs, and you will have to make up where they are. You will have to adjust left and right for where they are. So keep your crosshairs just off of the corner, about a body's length, and so that whenever you start firing, you may be right in the middle of them. You may still be a little bit before them, and so that they're running into your bullets. But be prepared for somebody to bust around the corner, maybe not at full speed, but most players come around at least the width of their body. Keep at least the width of their body off so that you hit the outside shoulder, assuming that they're going to continue to move and leave coverage, and you will be prepared for that gunfight. So vertically, since we've addressed horizontally where to keep your crosshairs, vertically, you want to keep your crosshairs at mid-chest level, above the middle of the player, somewhere between the belly button and the chest. Mid-nipple line is a good place to keep it. At about what you consider personally a medium range engagement, somewhere 10 meters, 15 meters, somewhere in this area. You're going to want to keep it that high. If they're closer, it's headshots, and that's great. If they're further, then you're still knees, and your gun's going to climb with recoil. Remember that. But if you keep mid-nipple level with your crosshairs, your horizontal crosshairs, then when you pull the trigger, your first one should go in their chest. Your second one should go in their head. This is usually a kill at medium range with most guns, and understand that, you know, whatever gun you're using is going to make a difference. However, if you pair this with drop shotting, you get one in the chest, maybe another one in the head, maybe just two in the chest. But if you're hitting the deck, then you'll get another one in the knee. This is 3 shots. It should be enough for the kill. Or if you're jumping, you may want to keep your crosshairs a little bit lower. Be prepared anytime you come to a corner, anytime that you come to a higher traffic area. Be prepared for somebody to come around the corner. Pay attention to where your crosshairs are. Hardcore player tips. Put something on the screen. You know, your TV can be touched. It shouldn't be, you know, like gummed up with fingerprints or Cheeto paws all over it or whatever. But you can take and go into core mode and mark on your TV, or just aim down sight and mark on your TV, or lay a string across it vertically, something that's real thin, that's not going to obstruct your view, and that will at least give you a vertical, an up and down, a left and right level, so that you can stay left and right. You can keep your crosshairs aimed exactly where you want them, and then you'll only have to guess at the left and right, or at the vertical, as far as how high or how low you're aiming. But if that string has a mark on it, maybe a red mark, maybe a black mark, so a white string with a black mark, like kite string or something that thin, then you've got a really good idea. Don't be afraid to drape something across your TV to give you an advantage. This is an unfair advantage. In hardcore, nobody else has got this, and if you do this, then it may give you one leg up. And if you don't do this, then aim down sight on occasion. Pay attention to where your sights are. Pay attention to on your TV how it looks to be vertical and horizontal. And if you're not having the assistance of the crosshairs that are in core mode, you're going to want to know exactly where it is that you're aiming at all times. This is one of the disorienting factors of being hardcore. Too many people run around with their crosshairs aimed at the ground because it gives them a more full field of vision. Pay attention to what you're doing. Next time you think about this, next time you take off running, look at what you're aiming at. Are you aiming at the ground in front of you? Are you aiming at the sky? No, you need to be aimed, always aimed exactly where it is you want someone, or you're expecting someone to come from, so that you're ready with your reaction. Even if it's a hip fire reaction, you're ready with your reaction so that you can take them out. Pay attention to where your crosshairs are. Pay attention to the areas that you're going into, especially if there's a blue briefcase there. Pay attention. Later on, we may talk about spawns and what the spawns are, where your teammates are. But you need to have a high level of alertness. Who is around you, what's going on, where the enemies may be coming from, and what it is that you are aiming at, because you are always aiming. This is a first-person shooter, and whether you're running or crouching or whatever, you're always aiming. You may not be aiming down sights, but you're always aiming. And be prepared to pull the trigger at any time. And the way to do that is to be prepared by aiming at where you expect your enemies to come from. I hope these pro tips have really helped you out. These are some things that you may not have thought about. If they are things you have not thought about, check out the other pro tips. Maybe something that you have glossed over or missed. There are more pro tips to come in the future. Like, subscribe, favorite. This is all things that help me out and incite me or encourage me to make more of these pro tips for you. I hope you found this beneficial for you, so that you could be a better player, that we could all become better players together. Thanks. Have a great day. You can navigate your way around the map while staying behind cover. And a lot of people think they do this, but they don't. They kind of run wiggling from the edge of cover to the edge of cover. You want to make a direct line when you run and go straight behind cover. This means you have to turn your camera. You're not strafing from left to right. You're not